We now go inside out. Welcome in SNY NFL insider Connor Hughes. And Connor, mandatory minicamp is only 2 days, but how important are those reps for a rookie wide receiver such as Malik Nabers?
They're wildly important, Eamon, and the big reason for that is how much the Giants are going to be relying on Malik this year. This is a team, absent Saquon Barkley, that's looking for a true dynamic game changer, someone who can be the player that opposing defenses have to focus on every single Sunday. And Wan'Dale Robinson, I think he's a good player. Jalen Hyatt, I think he's a good player. Darius Slayton, I think he's a good player. But none of them have the game-breaking potential that Malik Nabers does. Now, the problem with not really having anyone else other than Nabers is the Giants need Nabers to be that dynamic presence from day one. And the faster he can get up to speed with this offense, which starts not only in OTAs but now transitioning into minicamp, will be a big help for this offense.
All right, you rattled off a bunch of pass catchers for the Giants. Obviously, a name you left off was Darren Waller. The Giants were not caught off guard when he decided to retire, but how do they plan to replace him in the offense?
It's not too easily done, to be completely honest with you, Eamon. I mean, I remember talking to Giants sources after they acquired Darren Waller, and they were telling me that one of the big reasons why they decided to go out there and trade for the Raiders' star was because they saw a free agent class that was lackluster in terms of dynamic players that were pass catchers. So they saw Waller as a guy that they could build their offense around. He had an injury-plagued only season with the Giants. Now he is gone, but still, that is a Pro Bowl player that you are losing, and you're turning to guys that are largely unproven. Darius Slayton's never had a 1,000-yard season. Wan'Dale Robinson has potential, but he's also been injured and hasn't really done it through his first 2 years with the Giants. Then you have a rookie in Nabers. So it's going to be a committee, if you will, to replace Waller. But honestly, the guy we were just talking about is the player that I believe is going to have the most put on his shoulders, and that is Nabers. He is going to be somebody that the Giants force-feed the ball, and hopefully you see that dynamic presence that made him so spectacular at LSU in his first season here with the Giants.
Quite a burden for the rookie, but that is why they picked him, indeed. All right, now to the Jets, and what are your expectations? What are you hearing from the Jets about Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas's expectations as far as seeing Haason Reddick at practice this week?
Well, the last we saw of Robert Saleh, he was telling us that he expects Haason Reddick to be in attendance for mandatory minicamp. Now, will Reddick be in attendance for mandatory minicamp? We're going to learn. He had a charity event in Philadelphia where the New York Post actually approached him, Ryan Dunleavy, and tried to get comment on if he was going to attend, and Reddick denied comment, which doesn't foreshadow something too promising with that. And what I can tell you about Reddick is that this is a guy that one of the reasons why the Eagles decided to part with somebody who has double-digit sacks, it feels like, every single season, it's because he wanted a new contract that was going to make him one of the highest-paid pass rushers in the NFL. That is a salary annually per year that is approaching near $30 million. The Eagles were not willing to do that, so they traded him to the Jets after they acquired Bryce Huff in free agency, and now it's the Jets' terms or the Jets' decision to figure out if they are going to pay and extend Reddick or not. To this point, I haven't been given any indication that Joe Douglas is willing to give Haason Reddick a major contract extension. I think the Jets would prefer to let him play out this year and then decide what they want to do with him. But is that okay with Reddick? He wanted a new deal with the Eagles. Now he has a new team, but that's not going to erase his desire to get a new contract. So I would say that for a Jets team that has been, or a Jets offseason that's been relatively quiet this offseason and uneventful, this is the first potential storyline that could provide ripples in the waves of a year that they hope reaches potentially a Super Bowl, certainly a playoff run, and that one of their premier edge rushers might just be holding out until he gets a new deal. We'll see, and we'll certainly find out here on Tuesday.
Yeah, sounds like there's going to be a little bit of summer drama in Florham Park. Connor Hughes, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.